Welcome back, everybody. Today we have around 8 hours that the new patch has actually kicked in, and of course this is not gonna be a full analysis. This is just going to be, in my opinion, the most important things about the patch. Of course, if you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Jeff. I'm a 7 point. I don't know what I am right now, but I have played two games so far. One unranked, one ranked in the new patch. And the one rank was like fairly high, so you do understand I'm like fairly high MMR player as well, or at least hopefully after the recalibration I'm going to be once again. So in this video we're gonna go through the 10 most important things, or maybe not 10, like the most important things. I really don't want to waste any more time, and I'm just going to explain the things. First of all, this is a new map, and the Roshan used to be in the river. Right now the map is just bigger, so we have two Roshans, one spot here and the other one also is here. By the way, if you're a drone coffee lover, make sure you like the video. So the Roshan, I think in the nighttime is on the dire side, and the daytime he's here. That's number one. Number two, there is these things called twin gates. So you can go there and it uses like a teleport, right? So if you go here, then you just teleport to the other side. So as a support, as a laner, for example, you're a mid laner, you can just TP to one lane, gank. That might not work out. You can use this twin gate and go there. Okay, that's really important. I know there is a lot to take, but the game is super excited right now. The map is actually 40% bigger, 40%, okay? Number three in the changes, not Lotus Pools. There is a thing called Watchers. In reality, what is Watchers? And there are like different Watchers here, and there is Watchers here, right? What's Watcher? Watcher is like a really small observer that it's neutral when you begin the game, like in the beginning with the outpost. So you can just get to pick them up, right? And you have some really small vision. But the Watchers also get to watch the wisdom runes. What are the wisdom runes? In reality, they get to spawn, if I recall, every 7 minutes, and Tome of Experience does not exist anymore. So every 7 minutes there is wisdom runes, one here and one here, okay? Somewhere like here, where is it? Yeah, there it is. So you can also at 7 minutes in, as support, this is what I did last game, go there and just snipe it behind tier 1 and tier 2, okay? That's really essential. The map is huge. There are like a lot of changes. There's the Lotus Pools. The Lotus Pools is like, it's here left to the lane. So this is the lane, right? This is a lane, and this is the Lotus Pool. So in reality, it's a big fruit from a pool in reality that you just get to pick up, like from the anime, and it just gives you health, or like I think health and mana, if I recall. And the more you have, the more they just get to stack up into a big one, okay? The rest of them are just nothing to say here. Pretty much this is a concept, a lot of rework on the heroes, okay? We're gonna go through together a lot of changes, and the most important thing is, look at this. If you're an Immortal player, a lot of things has changed. One of the changes that you will find out is that from now on you're actually recalibrated. Valve forced you to recalibrate because it just changed the system, okay? And everything has been reworked. I'm gonna go to the heroes, right? Before I go to that, we have a new category, a new type of attribute. Now we have strength, agility, intelligence, and universal. What is universal? You get pretty much your primary, you don't really have a primary attribute, you just get 0.6 from each attribute. So that's really good with well-rounded heroes. And what are like really good, well-stat heroes? Bane, for example, Pango was one of them. Snapfire. These heroes, they all benefit from all stats, and Void Spirit, of course. And these heroes by default needed all stats. For example, Void Spirit needed agility, needed strength, needed intelligence. So he benefits from all of that. As a result, it makes a lot of sense to it makes a lot of sense, speaking with Jeff, not enough coffee yet, to make him this new universal type, okay? A really big example, in terms of what you need to know is BKB right now doesn't make you magic immune. In reality, you still receive a lot of damage, right? 50% more damage, and you can still get to receive stuns and stuff, but for example, you might have 1 extra second BKB duration, and then you have something like a frostbite from Crystal Maiden. So for the 1 second, you will receive 50% damage, but the moment the BKB ends, you are gonna get rooted. This is how I understand that. So it's still a really good item, but you still get to receive a lot of damage. 50% is a lot, okay? And there's a lot of neutrals. Neutrals right now scale just like with Roshan. They get to have, you know, more, and the more they scale, the more their abilities are hurtful and they're stronger. So, you know, heroes like even Doom, Chen, they're like really strong all of a sudden, okay? New jungle items, what you want to know about jungle items is that right now you don't get them dropped at 7 minutes in, you get to drop a token. And as a hero, you use this token to choose one of the 5 jungle items from all tier. But once you choose, then this is what you will stick with until you have the second. So you can't really change one with the other, to be honest. So be really careful when you get to change, when you get to pick jungle items, okay? Another thing, mangoes, clarities, healing salves, right now have a max stock, so we can't really have infinite mangoes, we can't have infinite clarities. So far, I'm gonna show that I played 2 games, one with 10, one with Crystal Maiden, right? And this hero, Crystal Maiden, you know that if you're new to the channel, you might not know that, but we love Crystal Maiden, and the aura felt incredible good right now, incredible good, because there is like, in reality, there is regen problems, right? Of course, like a lot of things, and what you need to know here in terms of items, the most important thing is just BKB, right? From there, like nothing crazy, of course, adaptation and stuff, and they change a lot of things. What you need to know is Hood of Defiance got removed from the game. My first thought was like, why would you pick BKB then when you can just get Hood? And then that was like my first reaction, right? Too bad my video was actually it was too echoey, so I'm not really going to upload that. It was too echoey, double microphone. But look at this, BKB, Mage Slayer also can be a really good item all of a sudden, okay? Threads now gives 55 movement speed to melee heroes, super essential. And Wraith Pact got removed. Now, a lot of jungle items, for example, Orb of Destruction, great for Phantom Assassin, who is back to the meta in my opinion, okay? And we're gonna go to the heroes. Now, there are like a lot of things to go by, and you should definitely read the patch. I'm gonna go through everything really fast, mainly because there are just too much to take, and I'm gonna go through the most important things. Abaddon, right now, universal hero, nothing important. Alchemist, a lot of things changed, right? First of all, Acid Spray got a lot of buffs, less mana cost, duration increased, and damage per second increased. So the longer you're inside, the more damage you're gonna get. Grievel's Greed, right now, is an innate ability. I can't really know. It's like a passive ability, just like Trendy, if I understand correctly, right? So that's really good. 2, Ancient Apparition. I always thought AA was a pretty bad hero, all of a sudden great hero. Why? Ice Vortex without the shard actually deals damage in a duration. And Ice Blast with Aghanim shard now can get to hit, enemies hit by Ice Blast explosion are stunned, right? Before I need to mention something, right? Let me make the camera a little bit closer. I need to mention something here. Stuns are approximately 15 to 20% reduced. They try to make the game less stunny. And since my head is going like a roller coaster, what I want to say in the map is this one, right? If you see the map on the very top, okay? This is also Tormentors. What does this mean? At 20 minutes in, it's like a big tower that you can get to destroy your team. It has to, like, you need to fight it and stuff. And if you kill it, the lowest net worth hero is going to take the shard, right? So I haven't really tried that. Maybe you can just get to abuse that. For example, you can get to leave all your items to like down, so you're gonna be the lowest net worth hero. Food for thought. This is like the last thing about the map, okay? So AA, super strong, of course. Anti-Mage, no. Arc Warden, I haven't really understand what he's doing, but from what I understand, The Illusion and the main hero now have like different abilities. For example, the Spark Wraith might deal more damage and the other one might deal more slow, or the Flux, the same thing. It's really interesting. Axe, like I'm gonna go through the heroes really fast because there's not much to say. Bane, strong laner right now. I don't know what's going on currently with the bags, but Enfeeble no longer reduces heal regen. Now it deals damage. So level 1 is like 12 seconds per damage, right? Pure damage. So it's like 9 seconds, multiply that by 12. It's like 100 pure damage. Fair in, and it also gets to attack damage reduction, 55%. So you can get to use Enfeeble immediately. Okay, the mana cost of course got increased, but the idea is right now is Enfeeble like is a great spell. Maybe we even like skip, for example, we skip sleep, right? Brain slap, whatever, and Nightmare no longer deals damage, and the duration was increased, and the mana is like whatever. Honestly, just don't skill Nightmare, or like maybe go for 2 levels of that, 2 levels on that, and maybe just get 1 value point into the Nightmare. Okay, Batrider. What we need to learn about Batrider if you don't play Batrider. Firefly no longer provides bonus vision. Firefly no longer gives movement speed, but the damage gets increased a little bit, and of course, the lasso cooldown is just, where is it? It's just smaller. I think, yeah, there it is. Level 1. Beastmaster. Drums, the Agonies. I called it like last patch, but right now I think it might be even more stronger because it's passive. Bloodseeker, no. Bounty Hunter, Shuriken Tones does not mean stun. That means you cannot get to cancel TPs. What it stands is Shadow Walk. So since the map is bigger, maybe you can just move around the map making moves, right? Brewmaster, no idea. Bristleback, taking excess damage over the quill spray threshold. That means if you receive 1,000 damage, you're gonna throw many quill sprays, which is not the case in the end. 10, while didn't really get a lot of buffs, but the most important, Holy Persuasion, whenever you get a creep, you get the gold for the creep, okay? So that's really big as 10, and of course, creeps gets to scale, so you get to scale. And we go to the number 1 most important change right now after the map changes, which is Clinks. So, number 1, Strafe. What is Strafe? The old ability. You get attack speed, okay? Not only you though, all the skeletons that you have nearby, you get a lot of attack speed, like the old ability, okay? Number 2, Tar Bomb. I'm gonna read this. Clinks throws a projectile that deals 100 magic damage on impact, commanding Clinks and all burning skeletons archers in range to attack the target. Okay, this is really important because it's like Wraith King skeletons. You use skeletons in the stand, so you direct them in target. The 275 radius area around the target is also covered in tar for 5 seconds. Okay, and any enemy that walks across the tar gets slowed and receives additional physical damage from all attacks by Clinks and the burning skeletons. Super good. Third spell is like Death Pact, so Clinks all of a sudden is like pretty strong because it has Death Pact level 1, so in the lane you can just get to secure creeps, secure anything. It's really good, right? And last is Skeleton Walk to move around the map. Now probably we're gonna like maybe even max that. I really don't know, maybe probably max Strafe. I really don't know how, maybe even max that. I really don't know. But the fact that you have 2 charges on level 3 kinda make me interesting, okay? And of course, Burning Barrage is the Aghanim Shard right now. The hero is super strong, super strong. Clockwork, some good buffs. The most important thing is Power Coax right now applies a magic barrier. Right now, I forgot to mention that we don't only have mana and health, we have barriers as well. For example, Void Spirit. And I still haven't understand how that works. I've played only 2 games. I'm still like figuring things out. Crystal Maiden, base damage, nice. Not like a lot, but Crystal Maiden's Crystal Maiden, right? Whatever. A lot of things here, for example, Dawnbreaker get a little bit nerfed, but I'm going like through the most important changes right now. Dazzle, for example, Shadow Wave, allowing casting Shadow Wave on enemies, right now upgradable by Aghanim Scepter, to release an inverse Shadow Wave. The inverse wave bounces amongst enemies, dealing damage to them and healing any nearby allied units for 150 of healing and damage values of Shadow Wave. Dazzle also performs a auto attack on every enemy hit by the inverse Shadow Wave. So I think I get some position 3 vibes right now, generally. Which is like, I'm just looking for my cat. She might attack me. Which is like good. Juju, whenever a unit's affected by Dazzle spells, they temporarily lose 1 to 3 armor. And you can activate to decrease the remaining cooldown of all your abilities by 4, 5, 6 seconds. This is a crucial part. And items 3, 4, 5 seconds. Casting Juju costs health. It costs health. And each time increases health cost by 50%. But, so every time you use Juju to reduce cooldowns and items, you get to lose health. And every time you use it, while you get a debuff, if I understand correctly, and every time you use it, you get to lose more health. But Juju cannot kill Dazzle, but still can be cast without the sufficient HP. So you can be 1 HP, and it doesn't really matter. You can be like really back in the back line, right? And just use Graves and stuff. Nothing. Do might be an idea, mainly because you get to get better jungle creeps all of a sudden. Draw Ranger, Hypothermia, which is the old shard, is now the Aghanim Scepter. And then there's a new shard which is called Glacier or Glacier. Okay, in reality, draw creates a hill of ice beneath here. It probably is like I assume something like a circle, and just push the enemies back. And any unit that stands on the hill gains 175 bonus attack range and high ground advantage. So you cannot miss and gain flying vision. As a result, you push everyone back and you're like in a high ground and you're just trying to hit everyone. Okay? Earth Spirit, big buffs. You gain 1 extra stone every 5th level. So in the end, let's say you're like level 10. You have like 9 stones. Big difference. And Jomanet, the grip, you can grip allies with targets, okay? Nothing. Enchantress, enchant with shard now gets 2 creeps, and level 20 you get like plus enchanted creep health. So they try to make it like 10, but I feel like there are just so many counters due to Beastmaster with big units that it's gonna be a thing, but it's not gonna be a thing. Void, your Chronosphere now freezes ability and item cooldowns of anyone trapped in Chronosphere. That's really nice. Nothing here, honestly. Huskar Aghanim Scepter cannot be used. When you have Aghanim Scepter, you cannot really use Q on while disabled. Invoker, on every hero you will see that they reduce the stun duration on every spell. So Aghanim Shard with a triple meteor hammer, right now it's a talent, and the EMP is now the Aghanim Shard, multiplies burn damage by 1.5 and makes it pull enemies units into its center at 100 units per second. Still strong, they changed a little bit the Aghanim Scepter with the spirits, but it's like whatever. No. Kotal, my beloved Kotal, back. Blinding Light, now a basic ability. Back in 2019, this used to be the case. The hero that didn't get to TI, him and Clockwork, got me to Immortal, so definitely have a lots of love about this hero. Now, a basic ability that does not require spirit form, damage, increased, radius, decreased, it's okay. The cast range is also decreased, but Kotal he gets a lot of cast range, but his ultimate, he can buy easily Etherlands as support, so that's really good. And Solar Bind is what we will have instead of Blinding Light when we get to use True Form, okay? Kunkka, no. Legion Commander is a mid laner right now. Why? Because Legion Commander, let me go back. Where's Legion Commander? Legion Commander, hello? There it is. No longer increases movement speed on Q. Now is an area of effect ability centered around the hero, right? So you get to use it while I think you just click it and you just use it on you. This is how I understand that. Okay? It provides flat attack speed bonus that doesn't require the ability to hit enemies, okay? Now, increases radius, okay? So you can do it inside the wave. Really big. He's a mid laner right now. Now, automatically triggered upon duel, and you can cast it in duel. For example, you get to use duel. It's on cooldown, because you can use it while it's on cooldown, even if you duel, right? And then you just use it while it's off cooldown. And Crazy Attack right now does not give attack speed. It gives movement speed. So if I understand correctly, so I'm just curious if I understand correctly right now. You go here, and it's not even clickable, right? There you go. It's not even clickable. And if we go here, I'm waiting, like, look at this. There you go. Really nice, really interesting, really interesting. Okay, really interesting. But let's keep moving. Elsie, I think, is the mid laner right now. Of course, he's still an offlaner, 100%. No, leads Sinister Gaze now, deals damage to creeps, right, and stuff. No, nothing here, nothing important, like, in my opinion. That mentions, it's like game changing. Sure, there are like a lot of changes, and you should go that, but this is like a small video to make a point. Medusa. Your mana shield got reward. Medusa now starts with 1 level of mana shield, and the ability can be upgraded up to level 5, right? And you receive like damage per point of mana. Now, if a hero has mana shield ability, their mana bar will be visible to enemies, and now you will absorb HP loss type of hero. So, for example, Bloodseeker is like health removal in reality. Okay, so that's like a nice rework. Meepo, that's really funny. First of all, Poof can now be auto-cast. If the ability is on auto-cast stage, when cast on a target, all other Meepos also cast Poof to the target automatically. What does it mean? It means that right now, if I understand correctly, Poof is targetable, okay? When cast on the ground, all Meepos except the selected one Poof to the location close to the nearest Meepo. That's number 1. Number 2, Aghanim Scepter removed. Dig, which was his old axe, now it's a shard, and right now it's Mega Meepo. So what's Mega Meepo? Primarily, Meepo mounts all other Meepos in a 600 radius around him on top of his shoulders. While in this form, he gains 50%, so all Meepos become one, like Power Rangers or something. He gains 50% of the other Meepo stats and can flying them at enemies, dealing 225 damage and slowing them by 6% for 3 seconds. While active, Earthbind generates additional nets and Poofs deals bonus damage based on the amount of Meepos riding on top. Really interesting. We're gonna find out what's going on. Monkey King level 25 talent is pretty good. 1 Jingu required to get the proc. So you need 3 hits instead of 4 hits, but the other alternative is the arena, so that's a really big dilemma. Muerta, 2 things you need to know. First of all, Aghanim Shard now grants on your ultimate, right, 30% spell lifesteal, and you gain permanently 2% spell amplification every time you kill a hero or an enemy dies within 925 units. And this is your new Aghanim Scepter. It's an ability. In reality, what it does is you get to shot someone. In reality, you use someone to... You can target on an enemy or an ally, and you put the soul out of the body. And while this is the case, the target is untargetable, muted, disarmed, and invulnerable. So you can use it on an ally or on an enemy. You separate the soul and the body, and while the soul is away from the body, he receives 50% less damage and cannot be targeted and stuff, okay? After the effect, the soul is forcefully returned to the body, which applies a strong dispel, removing negative effects, okay? It's an idea. Nature's Prophet, it's a mid laner right now. There's only like one thing that you need to know. Teleportation from 20 seconds to 35 seconds, which is like, it's reasonable, right? But every time you TP, you gain 3, 6, 9, 12 stacks of bonus attack damage, and the map is now bigger, so you can go Nature's Prophet in the mid lane and you can just TP every 30 seconds, you have more damage and you just get to kill. That's really interesting. Necrophos, his Death Seeker, the shard, right now make him a Death Pulse himself. What does it mean? Like the way I think about that, and we can like verify that because I haven't really seen that. He is like what's called a Sven with the axe, right? I feel like he's like a Sven with the axe. Let's see. They go down here and look at this. Probably, yeah. And it's really fast. It's really fast. So you can do that. And if you have cast range, for example, you can get to alt disengage. That's also really interesting, you know? That's also really interesting. I'm just showing that here. NS. NX, Aghanim Scepter upgraded, makes Void an area target spell, and makes a small knight. What does it mean right now? You have an NS right now, and in reality, you have that, and you get an Axe, and what you do with Axe is like, look at this. You use that, and that's a small nighttime, you know? That's a small nighttime all of a sudden. Okay, that's a small nighttime. Really nice. Nyx Assassin, new ability. No more mana burn. New ability. It's an ability that deals 2, 3, 4, 5 its intelligence, plus 30% of damage dealt by Nyx Assassin to the target, by Nyx to the target, in last 15 seconds. So all of a sudden you can just Carapace, stun, and then Mind Flare. So maybe the Dagon thing is good. Second thing, Vendetta now removes 50% of the target's max mana. So here like Storm and stuff might be in trouble. Ogre Magi got completely reworked. Let's go see. Primary attribute now changed to Strength. You are a Strength hero with 4.2 Strength gain. Probably you are the most Strength gain per hero, okay? Dump Luck, new innate ability, max intelligence 0. Ogre receives 6 points of maximum mana and 0.03 mana regen per point of strength. And each 20 points of strength increases multicast chance by 1%. Okay? So it's really nice. Maybe we get to see him because he's too much strength. Maybe we get to see him in the maybe we get to see him in the mid lane role, or just because he's too tanky in the off lane role, you know. Let's see a little bit more. Omni Knight, no. Oracle has like Fate Edict, used to like disarm and magic immune. Now it only disarms enemies and magic immune your allies, so that's a big buff. No. PL, Aghanim Shard is now Aghanim Scepter. What does it mean? They made the shard just a better they made the shard just a better what's called Aghanims, because right now it bounces on 2 heroes with more slows, and Spirit Lance Illusions deals 40%. It's also good for farming, so I can see something like Diffusal, SNY, Ags. It's gonna be really good. And the old, you know, this, what does the shard do? It's the old Juxtapose from PL in Dota 1. So Juxtapose can be activated to create one illusion at Phantom Lancer location, giving him instant invisibility. Probably sure pack. That's an idea. That's some ideas, sure. But nothing important. Ricky, Sleeping Dart, the old shard does not exist anymore. And the new Aghanim shard makes enemies on the smoke to have less armor and not to be able to be clickable, so you can't really force allies out when they're, you know, focused by Ricky. Okay, but the most important thing is like now gives an experience bonus for kills and assist, right? So this guy can be a mid laner or a safe laner and just killing with a diffusal right and left and just snowball just like a bounty hunter, honestly. The Sand King is also like an interesting hero, but I'm not really gonna go through that. No, like Scarlet Mates, I would say like all the heroes have like some changes, but nothing really worth mentioning here. A lot of changes here, but nothing really worth mentioning right now. Timbersaw, for example, it's really strong because right now reactive armor is upgradable by Aghanim Scepter and can be activated to gain max stacks and 200 HP barrier. Okay, so you gain some barrier and get some HP. And this barrier gains 100 HP second and increased by 75 HP per second for each enemy. So you gain more health per second and more HP for the more heroes are nearby you, enemy. Up to 800. Doesn't count illusions. After 8 seconds, the remaining health, in reality, is going to... You're gonna explode all this health plus 200 damage. So a lot. Think You're Still Broken, Trent, level 25, Overgrowth, Undispellable, Adios, Pain in the Ass, Troll, now Caster, can use items. You can use items in your ultimate. You can use in your ultimate. Tombstone, really big change, really big buff. Now with Aghanim Shard, you get, when you use ultimate like Tombstone, you can get to have someone go inside like a banker. Okay, ally can banker by pressing RMP on the Tombstone while in 350 radius. Banker units cannot leave the Tombstone for 3 seconds, and units that left Tombstone cannot re-enter. If Undying go inside the Tombstone, the other guy goes out. And Undying also receives the grab ability, which bankers a hero to the nearest Tombstone within 40 seconds. So maybe you use Tombstone and you throw someone inside. That's really big. Venomancer, change spells. Viper, big cast range from 500 to 700. Big buff here. Warlock Shard is really good. What does it do? Warlock Shard. It creates, you use the upheaval, and every 2 seconds you create small imps, like in World of Warcraft, the Warlock, that deal damage and have some health, and in the end they just get to explode when they die. This is what I understood. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. And Zeus might be a meme, but they changed a lot of things. Okay, first of all, the shard got disappeared. Arc Lightning now deals 3, 4, 5, 6% of current enemy health as damage. Mini stun, whatever. Heavenly Jam now always moves Zeus forward, okay? And Lightning Hands, new passive ability granted by Aghanim Shard. Increases Zeus attack range by 100. Zeus attacks create arc lightnings that deal 50% of its damage. So that's a lot. That's an idea, the right click. Again, a lot to take here, short video. If you have questions or you want to share your thoughts, make sure you type down in the comments, GG Raza, and I'll see you in the next video.